Now they can. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear us. I did a mic test too with GarageBand, so it seems to work. So hopefully there's a couple people already. Give us a shout out if you can hear us okay. We're outdoors, so we're using mics just so that the dog barks and the people on the street and the cars going by hopefully won't be so loud for you guys. So if you're able to give us a little, I don't know, a shout out or a thumb up if you can hear us okay, let us know.
Right.
Please. Yeah, so we're about to brew up our evening tea, which, as many of you know, is often choux pu'er, but we're changing it up tonight. We're going with, we'll explain this later, this arrangement, which seems to not match.
How is the view? Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
hello,
hey
Brandon. Hello, Simmerjeet. Hello, Eric. We can hear you. That's great to know. Thanks for letting us know. I was still like, until I heard that. Well, that's too much.
That little bar seems like just 1 or 2. I thought it was really low or something.
It does look low. I put way too much. I'm going to retrieve some. I didn't. It looked like.
Did you rinse and you retrieve the gaiwan?
No, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry now, or I wouldn't do it. Yeah, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry. That's pretty good though. Good. I got in trouble. I threw it all in and I retrieved, because of course if it's wet, it'll be in bad shape. Who's there? Hey, Cynthia Rice. Hi there.
Oh, hello, Cynthia. So we're brewing some Liu Bao. It's a sample we grabbed like years ago. It's a Liu Bao.
Yes, we're going off menu.
So the interesting thing is we grabbed 4 samples of this, and they named that after the once we talk about that 4 Chinese beauty, like the 4 famous Chinese beauty in history. They named their tea after that because they're plucked in 4 seasons, like a spring, summer, autumn, and fall. And the problem is we only label that after the name, so I don't know which season this one was plucked.
I'm going to skip the rinse tonight.
No, rinse, please rinse.
I got a rinse demand. I was going to say request, but that's a demand. It's just a pain.
Why did you really want to skip the rinse?
I'm lazy, and I don't want to throw the water on camera. So when we're outdoors, here's how we do the rinse. We still got to warm the cups though.
Oh, I spray that as if I'm like watering the lawn, but I try to get that high so it
diffuse
doesn't burn.
So we got to diffuse it so we don't kill the lawn.
Yeah.
So that's our classy outdoor rinse. I didn't diffuse that very well. Better. There we go.
Right.
Aren't we a hoot? So we're using our clay kettle as well, which we love. It's a big summertime tradition for us. This is where we're going to do a lot.
We did this all day today.
All day. This is where we're going to do a lot of our summertime brewing out here.
Oh, my scalp is falling off.
Yum. Yes, Eric. This is going to be a yummy one.
Lily B says, hello, everyone. Lovely evening light.
Thank you.
That's right.
We weren't sure because we're all kind of spotted, but it is the golden hour coming up very soon.
That's why we just want to do that outside.
Oh, a little bit early. I thought that was long enough. So I'm brewing today, so you'll see a little bit more fun, a little bit more mistakes, and we can all learn together. I'm going to stack it. So we got some new toys from Amazon the other day. I don't know if you guys are going Amazon crazy with this whole isolation thing, but we got these binoculars. We got these the other day, and so a bird just landed on our lawn. So we've been watching birds, also squirrels and chipmunks. We have plenty of those around.
Yes.
So we can get right in. We can get in very close with these binoculars. I was staring at a robin the other day. Hey, Igor. Hello. How do I say that? Hola.
Hi, Igor.
Hola, Igor.
Is that Spanish?
I think so. Igor will let me know. And hey, thanks. I want to thank you guys who joined us the other day. There's a bunch of you here. Simmerjeet, sorry that you got dropped. We lost you on the second half, Simmerjeet, but thanks for joining us for the first half. And Brandon, Eric, and Igor were all on our T-Boast the Most. I just popped it up like earlier today. So you weren't supposed to finish that. Oh, well.
What?
I was going to darken it up a bit with this. I'm going to dump mine back. I want.
No.
Is it pretty good?
Yes.
Oh, nice. So anyway, yeah, we're using charcoal, Eric.
Mhm.
So yeah, the tea boast the most though. I just posted it. So I just put the answer to your questions and stuff up. So you can check that out if you want a little flashback. And Igor, you were great. Don't worry about your accent at all. We just love to
I
have.
do live with my accent.
Yeah, she has the same concern. And it was just awesome to have you. So, the more the merrier. And it's really nice to have representation from across the Atlantic. I think that's super cool. And we really love that you joined us. So never be shy and don't worry about it at all. Please just be relaxed.
One thing that helped me just feel confident or more comfy to talk is I remind myself I'm not native. It's the natives kind of a burden to understand me.
Yeah.
So that really helped me,
no. Yes. So Eric asked if it's charcoal. So yeah, we're using charcoal. We don't use any fancy charcoal though. We just use a nice clean charcoal, the same one we used to cook with. And that works real well for us. We've got a bit of a routine actually when the water is off. In fact, right now while we brew, I will find my tongs, my trusty tongs. I will grab a fresh one and I'll just get rid of the ashes and I'll pop a new one in so it can start to heat up, and that way we can keep our boil pretty efficient.
Right. Did this tea throw you off?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. The
That's
color.
why you feel like the color was.
Yeah. Right. Now I realize it was not too light. It's actually this is a more traditional Liu Bao or.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not.
These are super hard to find. Check out this liquor color, guys. So if you're brewing more like modern, I guess, want to say modern maybe, or recent Liu Bao Cha, you're going to see they're really red. And I'm not sure how this looks on YouTube.
To pu'er, you would expect.
Shupuarish red. This is more of a golden amber, a deep golden amber.
This is the sometimes we call that Nong Jia Cha, like farmer's tea. Or if you check out the Liu Bao article in 2019, CHAREN, we mentioned that there are in general right now 3 kind of style that all can be called as Liu Bao, and this one is often referred to as Nong Jia Cha. So it's a little bit like not quite shen pu'er. It's almost like that, very minimum fermentation piling in the process, and like you can think like a tianjian or that kind of style of tea. And this one has a couple of years of aging.
Yes, right? It's really nice, and it is clean. It's got a bit more of that. It's got almost a fresh watermelon rind kind of note. Quite refreshing, I would say. As an evening tea, this isn't a pretty exciting, and I don't mean like in the bad way. Like it's not going to keep me awake, but in terms of maybe wanting an evening tea, but maybe you don't want to completely melt into the floor just yet and mellow out. This is more of a refreshing, a little bit uplifting actually, but not in a way that I think, but TBD, right? We'll find out tomorrow. This is our big, this is our big risk out here. If a big bumblebee flies by, she may jump out of her seat.
I'm okay with bumblebee. I don't like wasp.
Wasp or anything else that flies. Butterflies, we're dead.
Not so bad.
Oh, come on. You're pretty bad.
I don't like bugs that yells like really loud. Those ones, like a helicopter, like from far away. Oh my god, that gave me like hair stand up.
And Simmerjeet pointed out that everyone was amazing on the tea boast, and that is 100% true. Everyone was amazing, great stories and stuff. So thank you guys all for your participation. I'm going to check out a few comments here.
Yes.
What clay is your kettle? I enjoy Chaozhou white clay for boiling water. I don't know. I don't know if you know.
I don't know. Just a Chaozhou teapot. I wasn't very.
Yeah, we've had to find one that would fit in our luggage.
Yes.
And work on our patio and stuff. So basically, that's what we got. And I like the edits you did with the tea names. Oh, cool! Thanks, Brandon. I really appreciate that because I
gave him a lot of time.
Yeah, I actually hate doing that job. But I really felt like it adds a little something to, like, you guys were great. It didn't need it. I would like, she was just post it. And I could have just posted it for sure. but it's just nice for, I think, other viewers who weren't there to get especially with the Chinese tea names. Although when I wasn't sure what they were, I just generalized, Shen Pu'er, Shu Pu'er, with a year, which hopefully is good enough. But thanks for the feedback, because knowing that it's worth it really will keep me motivated to continue to do that little extra touch. Yeah. Oh, and Brandon missed you at the tea boast and hopes you feel better.
Yes, thank you. It was his very first.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
It's surprised because he always tell me how much he wanted to do a solo live.
But this is not because I don't like doing live with you, but my concept was I would wake up in the morning and just share, like kind of do a whisper live, like just a morning tea, really quiet, maybe don't even say much, and just brew and have fun. Like it wasn't like I'm not feeling well, you got to go on tonight alone, like that style, which is what it was, which is okay. I don't mind. I just was, my mistake was I didn't, the more prepared I am, the better I feel. So next time I'll leave myself a full hour to set up, and then I need like 10 or 15 minutes to just sit and do nothing. And I was going until the play button was pressed. So
yeah, because I was offline that whole day, so everything he was doing, like about
I made a kick-ass pizza.
Up, yeah, like everything. So he was that was really awesome. Yeah, all I did was lay there and sleep.
Which is exactly what I do when I'm sick. So, I mean, she's really awesome too. It's not just me. But it is true, I am awesome. Just kidding. All right, so what else is going on the chat here? Thanks, Phil. It was a pleasure to participate with you. Yeah, it was totally excellent. And I might as well talk about the music project. I know it's been a while, guys, but we're all volunteering. So if you guys, Igor is participating. He actually gave a fantastico, epico keyboard part.
Epico.
And love that keyboard part. So we've got everything's put together, except we just need the rhythm guitar part throughout the whole piece. And once that drops in, we'll be able to, I don't know what we're going to do for a video, but we'll get that published soon. I might even just put an MP3 in one of our tea playlists. So I might do that too, just so I can get something out as quick as possible. Because I know those of you who worked on it, like Igor, Dylan is working on it as well. I got a friend Glenn and myself working on it. So that's the band, the virtual band. And yeah, it's an oolong theme tune to Crazy Train. So Igor's all in with the whole participation thing. It's totally awesome. We got Spain well represented. Where is this posted? Oh, I forget what I said, Eric. Eric asks, where is this posted? Oh, are you talking about the T-Boast video? It's just on our YouTube channel, but it just went up like maybe an hour ago or 2 hours ago. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's not surprising. But it's there on our YouTube channel now. Sockbert, Phil, ref the hair metal project. Do you have a favorite hair metal band? Oh, I love that question. I'm not sure if it's hair metal, but my first choice for that would probably be Iron Maiden. But I'm not sure they're very quote unquote pure hair metal, but their singer, everything about them is amazing. Like you love them too.
Yes.
Actually, I liked hair metal plenty. Oh, I went to see Kiss's final concert and Skid Row opened for them. So I love Skid Row too, and Kiss. But Iron Maiden has that galloping with the operatic vocals and harmonies. So I think if you agree that they're hair metal, I'm going to say that they're my favorite hair metal band. And if you don't agree that they're hair metal, I'll try and pick another one. Oh, Extreme. Without a doubt. Actually, because I know Extreme is hair metal. Do you know Extreme? Number one. I love them. They're amazing.
I've never
I can't remember the guitar player's name. It's a bit tricky to pronounce. Nuno Benoni or something like that. A crazy good guitar player. They do Cupid's Dead. You know the song they do that Westlife does. Saying I love you.
What?
Yeah,
that's by them?
That's Extreme. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. No, it's not in their style. That's why it's such a big hit. It was their radio song.
I found the summer is really like a hair metal style season. You really want to listen to those.
Nuno Betancourt. Yes. Oh my God, he's an amazing composer. He writes a lot of their stuff. And his guitar is like mind-blowing. That's the trouble with the song I picked, Crazy Train, right? With Randy Rhoads is what we're doing this oolong song to the tune of Crazy Train. And the guitar part is, it's freaking hard. It's really hard. So the poor guitar players are cursing me, rightly so. I kind of sentenced them to a kind of a mission impossible.
Well, pick something simpler.
Yeah, I'll try that. Next time we're going to do something funk, I think. I think I'm going to move into either jazz or funk next. Because I kind of, why I do these crazy songs is because I like music, and I find I'm so busy with other stuff. I don't have time to play. So if I work it into the whole tea life, you know, it's gold. It's perfect. Metal, I'm more a Klaus Nomi guy, LOL. Klaus Nomi. I don't know who Klaus Nomi is, Eric. Oh, Dio. Dio is really great. She loves Dio. Dio does Holy Diver.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Another great singer too. Really,
okay, I only know the song. I don't know
really
much
great opera voice. Yeah, I'll help her with the band names, but she knows what she likes. So we were at a music studio once where I used to own, and these bands were playing all of these hair metal tunes. She really likes those melodic, heavy, galloping, not so much on the death, like just not those kind, like the melodic ones, the heavily, basically hair metal is largely modern classical music. Yeah. It's modern classical music. It's really straight eighths, galloping, just awesome. Yeah, cool. Eric says that jazz can be, oh wait, Sockbird has a comment. Am I still on? Yeah. Sockbird says Extreme's tune Get the Funk Out has one of the most badass guitar solos. Even Brian May of Queen was blown away by it. Search for it on YouTube. Will do, okay? Because I don't have the album that has that, but I will definitely look that up and add it to my collection, because everything they do is awesome. And Eric says jazz can be good with tea. Agree. We actually have a pretty jazzy tea list on Spotify. If you go to our website or just Google Gen T, Tea and Music, that blog post will come up with the lists on it. And it's actually, when the list that's jazzy comes from Luann. And what's her blog called? The Teacup of Life. So her husband, they're married now, right? Her husband or boyfriend or life partner, I don't know. But her SO, no, that's what they say on like when they type it. Her SO, significant other. Okay. So her SO is a musician as well, and he actually runs a music studio that does like lessons and stuff. And he's a very, very good guitar player. So she didn't like jazz. He got her into jazz, and you never successfully got me into jazz. And she found that there's some fights aren't worth having. And she found that that she liked it with tea too. So Eric, check that as a playlist out. So yeah. Did you guys notice this lid? Yeah, I kind of said we would talk about that later. So this is a recent update to my my crackle gaiwan. So check out that finish. The cracks were getting dark. I actually photographed it just today. It's last photograph session. You know, the last photo of that gaiwan was the cover photo for this live session. Right after I took that picture, I turned over and bumped it and bumped the lid, and the lid fell onto our stone patio, just like this, like perfectly flat. And instead of a cracking, shattering sound, it made like a clapping sound, and still broke into pieces. Anyway, that's the bummer with teaware, right? But you know, it's also the metaphor of life. Like, you can't get super freaked out about stuff like that. It's all, you know, our most precious teapot. It's going to break someday. All we can hope for is, I guess, that it outlives us, which is also a little bit dreary, a little bit gloomy. Anyway, not to worry. We've just put another lid on it and we keep on brewing. I really like the, I was just checking on the water in the kettle here off to the side, the charcoal, and I really like the pace that charcoal sets, because you cannot rush it. It just takes a bit longer to boil, and I just love that evening style. Oh, Eric put the tea list on now. So jazz. And then Son of God, Tim. Hey, welcome, Tim. I didn't notice that you had joined.
Hello.
Tea time and excitable music are not compatible, in my opinion. Yeah, well, maybe. I sometimes listen to all kinds of music, but I do prefer sort of more meditative stuff. I have a really nice Pat Metheny playlist that I listen to in the morning when I brew tea too, which is I called it Metheny Meditation because it's all his sort of mellowy stuff. So yeah, but sometimes sometimes I'll put on something really bright for morning tea, right? Something upbeat and like you love upbeat music in the morning. You don't like that. I sometimes put on the chill music in the morning too.
That'll put me right back to sleep.
Once I'm up, so I can handle it. And I kind of like the vibe, that sort of moving around the kitchen, getting breakfast and have that chill music. I can handle that. But then when she wakes up, boom, I kick it up with some dance music. And Eric's listening now. And then Brandon K says, before it got canceled, I was going to see Sebastian Bach from Skid Row perform Skid Row's first album in full. Hopefully he reschedules. So that you must be referring to a COVID cancellation, I guess. So wow, that's super cool. Dude, we're gonna have to go to some kind of a metal show in Toronto next time. I went to see Devin Townsend recently. I should have totally shouted out to you and we should have gone together.
Right.
But yeah, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Not Sebastian Bach from Bach.
I don't think
drink tea to relax, not to get pumped up. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I usually drink tea to relax, but it does pick me up. But I like the way tea picks me up too.
I don't know.
It's a very mellow pickup.
I feel like a drink tea is more of the moment, not to either. Like for me, it works as a relaxation if I want to chill out. It also is the moment, even when I'm like playing video shooting games and drink tea.
She does that.
It's just enjoy it's the moment that you can be still having really crazy like upbeat music and stuff. It's it works both ways for me.
Eric points out that didgeridoo is crazy meditative with tea, and I bet you're right. I have one. It's that instrument in the basement that you said, why don't I throw it out because I never play it? The instrument. So
he never plays that except when I asked that question. Then he plays that in a really awful way.
It's not too bad actually. I used to play tuba, so it's a really similar embouchure to play didgeridoo, except you play didgeridoo traditionally out of the side of your mouth. But I prefer, because of my tuba playing experience, I prefer to play it like straight, like a tuba. It's about the same size mouthpiece, and it's this really similar lip buzzing action. The only big difference is I think in didgeridoo it's acceptable to puff your cheeks out, which you would never do with tuba, unless you're Dizzy Gillespie. But yeah, didgeridoo would be cool. I bet Jamiroquai has a song called Didgeridoo, I think, just like didgeridoo for short, didgeridoo, and it's a really like mellow tune, which would probably be a good tea tune. I might add it to the tea list actually, if I remember. And Sockbird said, Brandon, bummer. I'd love to see the show Skid Row Sucks without Baz too. A little hair metal chat. The Camellia Rare Tea Experience had some neat music. Yeah, Kevin has great taste in music. So I was chatting with him about that, and he spent a good amount of time really putting that playlist together. So I should just ask him for it straight up.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard from yourself. Ken pointed that out, that the music was a really nice vibe. So yeah, I would love to hear that playlist. Igor says, I listen to Chinese traditional music to meditate with tea for a meditative tea session. Other sessions I prefer without music. Oh, cool. I haven't listened to some traditional Chinese music in a while. I was thinking, though, speaking of traditional Chinese music, I was thinking of putting the guzheng into the Crazy Train, into the background. So I might
gotta tune it.
Yeah, of course. You got to tune everything before you record. But yeah, maybe some guzheng.
One from China, the very first back like what, 4 years, 5, many years ago. He bought.
Good Lord, 7.
Is it?
Yeah, we went in 13.
I know. Anyway, many years ago, that first trip to China, he bought the guzheng bag, a little mini one, not the full size one.
Yeah, no, the full-size one's massive. So I brought like a travel gujen. But I actually went shopping for Arhu at first, which is the is it 2-string?
2 or 3, I don't know.
I think it's a 2-string with the bow in between.
Yeah.
Or anyway, 2 or 3-string instrument plays. If you play it like a stand-up violin, like instead of like this, you play it with like the strings are like this and you bow it like this.
That one is really hard to
Very
play.
technical. Yeah.
Unless you were good with it, otherwise it always as a
Squeaky.
Chinese, whenever I hear that, I think of a beggar.
Yeah, so I tried it out in the shop and I realized I would have to practice for probably a year, like steady practice, like every day, every second day.
And I have lots of coins, please.
Just to get, yeah, and she could throw coins. Just to get a pretty decent sound. So I went with the gujen because it's a plucked string instrument. It's way more familiar for me as a bass player than a bowed instrument. And then her mom picked up the guqing, which is like a fretless bass. It's just really sexy instrument.
I was gonna say like a guzheng is like guitar, while guqing is more like a bass.
Very bass like.
Low and
low and fretless, so it's got that wow wow, and you do the little wiggle the finger to get the sounds.
Right.
So,
Erhu, 2 strings. Oh, I guess that's why it's called erhu.
Oh, makes sense. Does that mean 2 strings?
Probably.
I don't mind.
There's a number 2 there, but I never put them together. I really don't know much about that.
Right. So where were we here? I'm just catching up on comments. Yeah, there, Brandon. Yeah, it was a COVID cancellation when concerts start up again. Hit me up. I go to metal shows all the time. Yeah, absolutely, man. That'll be awesome. Eric Glass, can you do circular breathing? My brother can. I sadly can't. No, I can't either.
What's
so circular breathing is a technique where you kind of use your respiratory system like a bagpipe. So you blow air out while you're breathing back in. So your phrasing could be continuous, like you're never taking a breath. Just like if you can imagine, you can play piano so that it never sounds like you're breathing. It's actually exhausting to listen to. Like you should play with breaths. But anyway, I can't do circular breathing. And with didgeridoo, all the good didgeridoo players can circular breathe. They should do that, right? Because it's just a constant drone, similar to a bagpipe. So the bagpipe has the sheep's bladder, which keeps the air. Anyway, so no, I can't. I wish I could. But it's cool that your brother can. Do you play, Eric? That's pretty cool. It sounds like you might be a musician because you're sad that you can't circular breathe. Most people don't know that they can't circular breathe, and other than music, I can't think of a good reason to circular breathe. Unless you wanted to talk nonstop without ever taking a break, then maybe it would be.
Well, I hope you don't know how to breathe. Especially after 2 cups.
That was a great burn. That was a really good one. So Brandon says, I'm sure they must exist in North America, but I don't know. In Japan, they have cafes with these insane audiophile stereo setups to listen to music while you enjoy drinks. Love to go to one. And that's an interesting concept. That's something worth looking for. We'll have a look into that. Hey, Joseph Burton, welcome. Welcome to the sesh. So that's why we have mics on. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Very likely not. But anyway, some neighbors just went by on their bikes being goofy, which is fun. We love that.
Right.
Often listen to melodic Korean gaiwan music. The Korean zither. I don't know that instrument. I don't know. I don't know offhand. I might know if I heard it, but Cha Wang Chung. Eric Glass, you're really good at showing everyone how extremely cultured you are. Please continue. Yeah. I like the I want to I'm gonna have to look up a picture of the gaiwan. I used to play the double horn. Oh, that's a gorgeous instrument, a French horn, a kind of French horn, but I haven't picked it up in years. I really, really love that instrument. There is Jaco Pastorius' first album has a song on it with a French horn in it. I can't remember the name of the tune. It might be Continuum, but it's just a beautiful, simple melody. To me, that is the most beautiful brass instrument and one of the most beautiful instruments. Gorgeous, gorgeous sound. I played baritone for a while. After I played tuba, I moved to the euphonium, actually. And once I had a part similar to a French horn part, pretty like those, they do those dancing harmonies. It was really hard for me though. speaking of the French horn,
How much does the mic pick up?
Probably not. So Mozart's horn concerto is why I pick to play the horn in elementary school. Cool. Have you managed to listen to any more King Karimzin? No, not yet. Not yet, actually. Thank you for the reminder. I really have to get a playlist just based on my live sessions. I should make a playlist to cover all the stuff I've said I'd listen to, because there's some really good stuff. I wonder, I think I can go back through them and the chat comes up.
Yeah.
So this is kind of logged. It's kind of, I can reference it in the future, which is excellent.
Did you put enough charcoal?
Yep. It's just
okay.
Just taking a while. I'll give it a stir.
Cannot wait for it. When we're waiting for it, it just feels slower and slower.
Yeah, that's it. You got to kind of forget about it and then notice, oh, it's boiling.
We got to chill. Oh.
Yeah, we got to lean back. I'll rearrange the charcoal too to get...
I was gonna say, is the mic quality pretty good? Like, do you guys hear like the car passing by and stuff? Because it's pretty close. What if I burp? Does that be captured?
That would be pretty loud, I would think.
Right, because it goes through the chest.
We'll try not to do that, guys. I wonder if I can read the comments from way back here.
Can you?
Yeah, I can, but there's no new ones. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go back to the Lubu. We'll show you the brewed leaf a little bit.
What do you think of this thing?
I really like it. I like the it's far more refreshing than see if that'll focus up for you guys. So there's the leaf as it's brewed up. It is not spent yet, but it's opened up really nicely. What was the name of it? The farmer tea name? No, like just the type of Liu Bao that it is.
Nong Jia Cha.
Nong Jia Cha.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot that up for you guys. Oh, you can check CHAREN too. Check the CHAREN Magazine. We have an article about this, so it's got all three types of Liu Bao that you can find.
The good thing is we also explain what those means a little bit.
Yeah, in quite a bit of detail. So it's a good little article. And but how do I like it? It's really tricky. Like you say, I would never think of Shempuar when I sip this, but if I've had Shempuar and Shupuar, I would definitely say it's much more towards that side than a lot of Liu Bao that I've had.
But if you relate that to, say, Hunan, like Tianjin,
it's more of like a Fujian crossed with a Qianliang cha. Kind of has that
more traditional hei cha flavor.
Very traditional and refreshing. Has that watermelon. It reminded me of Qianliang. Fujian. Some Fujian has that watermelon rind / cocoa flavor. This didn't have cocoa, but it had that really refreshing, watery flavor too. That good shui. What do you call that in Chinese tea when it has the water flavor? Anyway, it had that like refreshing mouthfeel. Silky, watery mouthfeel. I really like this. And if it doesn't keep me up, it's a really great evening tea. We are looking for that. So hopefully we can find some.
I think it might keep you up because this one doesn't go through much of the...
It's a little more peppy. Yeah. We'll see. You never know.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I just want to drink those samples up.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I think it'll be fine. I had 2 coffees late in the day, and that was a bad idea. It was an accident. I had them by accident. Don't ask.
By accident.
So let's see if I can read this. Have you managed to listen? Then Simerjeet says, it's pretty clear. He says the voice is pretty clear.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, I guess that's cool. So Brandon...
I'll try not to burp.
Brandon says, sounds perfect. I can even hear the birds. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's nice.
The color of that gaiwan is lovely. Yeah, isn't it nice? And it's really too bad that it doesn't have a lid anymore. We got these a while ago.
This is your very first gaiwan? This
is my very first gaiwan. And the crackle, when we got them, all of them, in fact, they sold out at the Toronto Tea Festival a couple of years ago, was when we got these. And I grabbed one as my first gaiwan. So I think there's a blue one, a white one, and a green one out there, if memory serves. And as you use them, this crackle darkens up with the tea. Like especially if you do an overnight soak, like if you put your water in and leave it overnight, which I've done a couple times, or just leave the leaf in it overnight. And I actually love it because it makes the crackle pop. So thank you. And I picked it for its color. I kind of love those purpley colors. So that's, and then Eric says, going for my distance read here. No, can't do it. Nong Jia Cha is great. Ever tried Malaysian stored Liu Bao? So humid. Probably not. I certainly have not.
No, me either.
Hey, Aruz 10. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I never know. Like, how should I say? A lot of times, because Liu Bao, the trend started a lot of, because not locally, just in China, there wasn't so many aged Liu Bao. All times is mostly exporting. So there's a lot of Malaysia or what's the other country? I forgot. Just that Southeast Asia Liu Bao come back to China as AHT and sells in the market.
Oh, coming back from the West. Yeah, that's in the CHAREN article too. You should. I think you covered that, right? I remember editing that a little bit. Yeah, you mentioned that most of the aged Liu Bao is not. Anyway,
I forgot the
I
details.
remember that story. It's a good one. So, Nong Jia Cha, so humid, and then I'm gonna try and pronounce your handle there, Uruz. You said Uruz 10. It's okay. I had 2 matcha by accident once. Oh yeah. Those things happen, right? 2 coffees by accident, 2 matchas. Did those things just slide down? It's crazy. For the gaiwan, just add a white saucer. It will look more. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
If you change that, that's a good idea.
It'll be like a flag.
Yeah.
White, purple, white.
Just and like accentuate on the purple gaiwan. We need more stuff to be broken to do that.
Wow. I was just thinking maybe I could get different saucer lid combos, have a black one to go with it, like different colors, and change it up depending on my mood. Okay, that's too much. Sockbert says, makes the crackle pop. Phil, you sound like a Rice Krispies commercial. Yeah. Oh, crackle gaiwan pop. Yeah. The only thing that doesn't do is snap. You know that? Snap, crackle, pop?
No.
Okay, it's 3 little cartoon characters for the Rice Krispies. We'll get Rice Krispies and I'll introduce you to them.
Okay.
I never even thought of that. That's so funny. Brandon says, I have a sharing pot that has the crackle thing as well. I love the character it develops over time. Yeah, I really love that as well. Yeah, exactly, about the Liu Bao, LOL. Regarding the export and stuff. Getting close.
Something funny happened today. Not funny. A squirrel almost dropped on my head.
Oh my God. Yeah, unbelievable. Not funny. Almost unbelievable. I was there. This happened. It was crazy. Okay, guys? Go. Tell them.
So we were just walking in the neighborhood and somehow there was a mini stone got in my shoe. So I walked slightly slower than Phil, and just less than a meter in front of me, a gray squirrel dropped on the ground.
From a tree. Through the air, and we heard it go smack, less than a meter in front of her. If she hadn't slowed down, it would have landed on her. I'm not kidding. Freaked us out.
I know, it's so scary. If it's not that little stone got in my shoes in my regular pace, because I was thinking, should I just stop now and get rid of the stone, and should I walk a little bit more, see if it hurts? So that's why I slowed down. And if I just normal walk, that would just land on my head. Then what? It
would have been ugly. It would have been really ugly.
Do you think the squirrel can grab on me?
Oh, it would have for sure. We have an ongoing thing. Like way back early when we met, I told her a well-known fact is that the leading cause of death among squirrel populations. I got to make sure they hear this clearly because it's very important. The leading cause of death among squirrel populations is actually falling from trees, other than pneumatic impact syndrome, which is of course getting hit by a car tire. which is not a natural cause of death, but falling from trees is their most likely natural cause of death.
No source.
She didn't. No, there's plenty of sources on this. You have to look it up in papers though, closed papers that they're not generally available on the internet. So she didn't believe me. And then we had a squirrel fall out of our tree in front of us here from a distance, from a safe distance. And then today we had a nearly fatal squirrel drop on Jen. So thank heavens that no one was hurt. The squirrel wasn't hurt either, which I couldn't believe. It fell from at least, I would say 3 meters. About 3 meters. It fell straight down. Kind of a weird no pine. Branches. Yeah, it was a evergreen tree, and the lowest branches were quite high, and it must have slipped. It was a young squirrel. Mini one. A young squirrel. Pretty cute. Yep. Smack hit the ground and ran right back up the tree. But if it had landed, so that just proves they don't die from falling. Well, that was a low fall. Yeah, I mean, imagine if it was at the top of the tree. Dead. They would have a chance to grab branches. Maybe. What's going on with the water? Oh, it's almost ready. So, did I miss it? No, we're trying to boil. Is that so? Perot has joined and says, "Oh no, did I miss it?" And I don't know. You're here now, so that's all that matters. Well, you didn't miss it. We're still going. Right. We're out on our patio, just chilling out. We're boiling up our second kettle. Yeah. Does this part count as a patio? I don't know. I call it all patio. Yeah, it's all patio. Just easier to explain. We sit. Porch. Sometimes people call it the porch. From porch. It's a better view in the patio. It's just a wide. Yeah, we've got a fenced-in patio over here, but the view is, fence. So we like to sit here and people watch and brew tea. And on the hot sunny day, we also have the shade because we're on the north side of the house here. Yeah, he was worried it was over. Not over yet. We're gonna probably do one more kettle here. It's really close. It's weird when we've not. It's water definitely not for 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes is maybe supposed to. Maybe I overfilled, or I let the kettle cool too much or something. Joseph Burton, I've seen squirrels fall from bird feeders, but not trees. I know, right? Like they really shouldn't. So this was a young one, so I guess he learned his lesson. He probably will never do it again. But I've seen some adult ones fall too. Really weird. I've seen 3 squirrel fallings in my life, live. And pretty recent. I saw squirrels 3. One fall from our maple, one from on the way to the mailbox. Remember, fall on the right side of the road? Yes. That's the first time we saw. That's right. The other time you and Dan saw. Me and Dan, yeah. One almost hit my neighbor falling out of a tree, but it wasn't as close as hers. That was the closest ever. That's so scary. I like watching the furry squirrels, but I do not like to watch them drop so close to me. Yeah. And we do not like to watch them in our garden either. I always enjoy tuning in. Gotta go later. Okay, see you later, Eric. Bye-bye. Anyway, glad to be here. Yeah, we're glad you're here too, dude. That's awesome. I'm mad at YouTube. I rang the bell and make sure to get all the notifications, but still didn't buzz me like I wanted. Oh, you know what? I'm mad at YouTube too. Come on, YouTube. Right? We always nag people. Click the button, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I hate that too. I hate that. We don't like to do that, right? Everybody, I think. Most important, when I do the videos, when I try to say notification bell, that word always gets me. Yeah. I spend the most time just to say that word, and they still don't show up. Yeah, you got a few good outtakes with those ones. What is it? Click the bell. Sometimes you say click the bell and ring the subscribe button or something. Subscription bell. Right. I keep calling that a subscription bell. Notification bell is really a tongue twister for me. Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for doing that, and we will we'll write to YouTube and complain. I don't know what to do, but we'll try and make sure it notifies you in the future somehow. I don't know how to. Sometimes it's like a cell phone. I think the cell phone setting has to do, because I have an app was like that. Like they're supposed to, water is ready. Oh, finally. Oh, so happy. I have an app that is like that. Supposed to give me notification, but it never does. Sometimes it's the cell phone or computer setting that says no notification. Yeah, there's so many things that can go wrong in the whole chain of events that lead up to a successful broadcast such as this. Oh, I'm pretty funny.
I love your conclusion.
Right? Right, after all the effort. After all that effort, like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell. Every YouTuber ever. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I simplify, just call that the bell.
Yeah. Smash that like button, right? We try not to say that.
Yeah. We're just drinking some Liu Bao Cha right now.
Yeah, we're on I don't know what infusion we're on, so I won't even pretend.
Right.
I'm just going to make sure so there's the liquor color that we've arrived at now. You can see, so this is, as we mentioned earlier, a Nong Jia Cha, Nongjia, Nong Jia Cha. So it's a more traditional, less, the fermentation is lighter than a lot of the newer Liu Bao Cha, which are more, they're getting to the point where they're a little bit too much like Shu Pu'er to be worth the effort almost. I really like the bamboo-y, the older one with the lighter, even the one that's not Nong Jia Cha, but it's still pretty red liquor.
Yes.
When it has a bit lighter fermentation and it's in the bamboo for 5 years and pick up a bit of that aroma.
Right. Many of those
really nice.
Old times, they don't sell current years. Like they need a couple of years before they start selling those, and now it's just
rush. Yeah.
Right.
Not good. So what? Oh, you already answered what we're drinking, right? So he asked what we're drinking. So kind of Liu Bao Cha, and there's just because you're just joined in, there's a good article in CHAREN about it. CHAREN Magazine, available on our website. That she wrote that one. It goes into detail about the different styles of Liu Bao Cha and the naming and a bit about. I don't think. Anyway, that kind of stuff. It is delicious. It's still got a nice. It's very refreshing for an evening tea. I actually
it's that dark tea element that is really calming and refreshing. Not in the aromatic way of refreshing.
Mouthfeel.
It's just the mouthfeel, the flavor profile in general.
Yeah. It's got a nice thickness. It's got a nice, the watermelon's a little more subdued. Watermelon rind I had quoted earlier. Early infusions had a really nice, I think watermelon rind might be wrong as a flavor note, but almost like I was saying earlier, water flavor, like a thick, watery, refreshing. You get that in, it's really different manifestation, but you get that in shui xian. No. Yeah. Lao Cong shui xian, right? Lao Cong give you that water flavor.
Yeah.
It has that style of watery texture. So it's not a flavor note, it's a textural note in this tea that I would say is married to that kind of Lao Cong.
This now tastes like peach pit.
Nice. Well, here's a nice leaf got stuck to the lid, so I'll show you that. The light's dwindling here, so I'm not sure if you can make out any details, but a couple leaves there. Show you some of the brewed leaf. Make sure I'm not going to pour it all over my keyboard. Ouch, that's a hot gaiwan. So there's the beautiful leaf. Pretty lustrous, actually, huh? It has a nice silky, shiny, silky texture. That's a nice sign, material-wise. Yeah, so this has been a really nice, wild live session. We've gone from hair metal. I feel like we did a decent job on the tea, which is important since we're a tea channel. But we had a nice chat about music and yeah, definitely. Oh, cool. Yeah, we should ask everybody what everyone's drinking. So Perot says that he's drinking a nice Bai Mudan blend. I blended myself one 7-year I aged, as well as 2 premium Bai Mudans, 1 3-year-old and 1 brand new. Wow, so you got the whole age spectrum in one gaiwan. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
No, that's really good.
I love aged white tea.
I like people do that. I always do that myself. Freak people out, but I love doing those.
Mm.
You know, people do that. Like, why should I say what? It reminds me of a shen pu'er. Many, you know, pu'er is a very easy to. It's not a very skillful tea. It's
To
less.
make, right?
Yeah, it's not a skillful tea to make. It's less steps. It's more relying on the raw material. So shen pu'er, if you have to pick one of the most skillful steps in that, it's actually blending to combine to take advantage of their differences. Some
Right.
regions, some trees, they might be more aromatic. Some areas that's less aromatic but great in mouthfeel, where some has more of that wild elements. Like making a good blend of shen pu'er is very technical and very hard. But people nowadays more pursue like pure and stuff.
Right.
You know. So I love blending too. Drinking a 2014 age show me from you. Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw you get the parcel finally. We have been tracking every outgoing orders, and yeah, we found quite a delay to the east, to the west.
Yeah, it's somewhat like, I guess you're right. It's not random in that sense, but as we track them, we see that some of them are quite prompt, and others, it kind of, I think it depends which depot they go through, if the depot's been affected or not.
Toronto seems pretty slow.
Smooth.
I think
Slow.
pretty slow.
Right.
Yeah, like I thought going to America like would be significantly slow, but it's actually not that much delayed, especially on the east side. It's I personally I found it's quite surprisingly better considering how long it takes to Toronto.
Yeah.
Old times it's overnight.
Yeah,
like a 2-day tops. Now it's like
4 to 8 kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really it's definitely
really depends.
noticeably slower. But yeah, we're keeping an eye on them for sure, and super glad that you finally got that.
Yes, and I hope you're enjoying that, like the tea.
Yeah, that is another. I don't want to plug CHAREN too much, but there is if you want more info about the producer's coal, or anybody, the CHAREN, this year's CHAREN 2019 has an article that I wrote about the producers. I was super stoked because Jen Lee, when we were planning that trip, asked me, where do you want to go? And one of my top places to go was Taimushan to meet Shetai and Shifu. And we did. So that's what that's all about. And it was awesome. Really awesome.
Yeah.
I was really interested to see if the interplay between the honey-aged notes and the grassy fresh notes would work well. Yeah, that will be interesting. In terms of his Bai Mudan blend, 731. You even picked the classic Chinese rhyme, the Chinese poem Years.
Drinking some Jianhong.
Oh, Sincha. Wuzu Ten is drinking Sincha.
Oh,
which I remember Brandon mentioned a Sincha in his
Sincha is not Sencha, right? They're different.
No. Sincha is, I think it is the first pluck.
Okay.
Sencha. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, because we're not Japanese tea people, but I just know because I looked it up because I thought he had said Sencha during the live recording. I thought Brandon had said Sencha, but then when I was going over the video, putting it together, I'm like, I think he said Sincha. So there's a cardinal right by our bins. Other side of the bins now. He's going to run around. Sorry about that. We got distracted by a bird. But then I looked it up. Is that a thing? And it is a thing. And he mentioned that it was first pluck and stuff. So it's their first buds of the year. I think Sencha. We'll see if somebody shouts out. And Uzu confirms, yeah, that's the one. So cool. Sounds delicioso. Oh, and I think what it was one of his teas that he had a long time because he had got a better quality one. So then the other one was just languishing there. I'm not sure though. I might have mixed that up. So correct me if I'm wrong. And Joseph is drinking Da Hong Pao. Nice. That's a great evening tea. Any rock tea, I think, is a really good evening tea. And you can have a little whiskey with it or something too if you're feeling crazy. All right. So and where were we? Da Hong Pao. Brandon, I'm actually drinking a beer right now. Nice. But earlier, I was thinking of having one of those too. But earlier, I enjoyed some really nice Golden Monkey tea. Nice. nothing wrong with beer. Let us know what beer you're drinking. I'd be curious. I mean, I don't mind if it's a Budweiser, but there's lots of cool microbrews in Toronto and here. I got a bunch from a place called Kitchissippi, which is a brewery out of Ottawa, which I'm working my way through slowly. And then Perot says, also, I was inspired by one of your videos to drink my aged Teguanyin from you guys that I bought at the tea festival yesterday, and it was transcendent. Oh, thank you. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, we've had that a couple times recently as well. We cracked that open.
And, I really love that tea in the summer.
That is, yeah, that's like, retarded good.
My favorite moment almost in the summer is, after workout, I do a yoga to stretch out, but I'm still sweltering hot and everything. And I just, I prefer to do that in room temperature, whichever temperature it is. I don't like to do that in the AC room. And I'm so hot and I feel like I'm just, my head is going to explode and my whole face is red. And I brew up some hot aged Teguanyin. And because it's aged, it's not overly overly aromatic. It's somehow calming and cooling and just really calm the whole thing down. Like, I found the summer is a really aged tea time for me.
And we had the autumn Teguanyin today too, which I commented about. The same producer for all of those teas, and he has just got a great. His technique is just so good. He gets that.
He's solid at making tea. Yeah.
That creaminess comes through. Like the profiles from the autumn to the Teguanyin Classic or for the age are obviously quite different. I was going to say wildly different, but that's a little bit much. They're all Teguanyin, but they're noticeably different. But that thread, you can almost, like music, even though the songs are different, you can kind of tell, oh, that's so and so on guitar. Like you can start and tell, like, oh, that's Sunhai. That is Sunhai tea. So good. I gave that a pretty decent smack. Okay, I gave it quite a long brew because we're getting into the late infusions. That looks like a really nice orangey color.
It's actually a really, really good tea.
Yeah, I love this.
I didn't give that much hope. I thought it was like, let's just drink that, and I didn't know it was Nong Jia Cha. I totally forgot about this. The label I wrote down was really minimum. So
was it your note or your mom's?
My mom's note that I transcribed.
Right.
But it's like a minimum. And the leaf looked weird. I still somehow stuck in, it's a traditional.
Yeah, where's the baggie? Let's show them how your mom does that. It's super cute. I love when we find these things. These are how we get the samples from Jieli. And I love when these get pulled out because I know it's a surprise. It's going to be fun. Yeah. It's just super fun.
And I just stuck in the mode that is that kind of a Liu Bao. So I was expecting something deep.
Right.
And I was like, this leaf is so weird. Until you pour that out, I was, oh, that's right. Why.
If you remember back to my first infusion, even myself, I freaked out. I thought, I did leave that for a good, at least 45. I felt like it was closer to a minute, which is pretty good for the, I did a quick rinse and then give it an infuse. And it came out so light. I was like, oh, maybe I did rush it. Maybe camera sometimes makes you feel like it's super long when it's not so long, but I'm going to check my timing. But so it was just because it was Nong Jia Cha. I didn't screw up. Yay!
It's actually a really good brew.
So Brandon says, yeah, and then Brandon went on to say, yeah, Sincha is the first pluck. Delicious if you ever get a chance to try some. Yeah, we love to. What's going on? Oh, screen brightness is getting dim. Right. Okay. Oh, because the screen's going down because it's getting dark out. Hopefully you guys can still see us okay. Yeah, so we love to try different teas, Japanese, Darjeeling, all over the place. So if we ever get a chance, we will try it. First pluck and Sencha is just basically more regular Japanese green tea that are steamed instead of pan-fried like China. Yeah, cool. Rock tea and smoky scotch, absolutely the best combo. Yeah, Uriz, we love that too. And if you ever want to try something cool, try a smoky scotch with shupuar. Also mind-blowing. They're kind of a little bit opposite-y, but they work. It just works. It's like, just try it. Let us know what you think. Peru says, man, is that TGY good? Seriously, I did a full 10 10 steep tasting and took notes and everything. Oh, cool, man. That's really awesome.
I'm so
really glad you loved
enjoyed.
it. It has such an astonishingly mineral character that it's like the world's freshest yancha. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. The age. Brandon K. I'm drinking a Belgian Moon. Oh, nice. Those are great. You like Belgian Moon. It's a white, it's a wheat beer. A wheat, white beer. Weiss.
A lot of times I don't
Belgian
know what
style.
I like.
Yeah, it's a Belgian style wheat, according to the can. Yeah, I'm in charge of picking beers that she'll like.
I check on the label.
She makes sure it has a nice label.
Yes.
She likes me to buy beers based purely on how the aesthetic of the label. So I let her pick, and then I read the can and I veto based on like I don't do reds. For some reason, I never can enjoy a red beer. They're just too sweet. But most of the rest I like. She doesn't like IPAs or the vast majority of IPAs.
No, that's not right.
That's not. Right. I always say that, but it's never right. You're right. That is wrong.
I said that very clearly.
Yes.
I personally, I won't drink it, but among the beer, I think IPA tastes the best. The reason I don't drink it because it has that bitter end. But in terms of the flavor layers and the
complexity and the aromas,
yes, that has the best.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't
like to drink alcohol, so
yeah. In general, just don't like beer. So Belgian style, especially on a beautiful day like this. Yeah, white beer today, perfect. How is the T-Post the most on the weekend? I sadly couldn't make it. It was great. We just posted it, Joseph.
Check it out.
So check it out. We popped it up. Brandon was in. A bunch of the folks who were
I really love the Cindy's story about that.
The Chinese junk.
Was that Chinese junk?
She had a bunch of really good stories. She had the Portuguese tea. She had a Portuguese tea story, a Chinese junk story, and she also had a really good story about Portuguese tea, Chinese junk, and her little tea otter, her tea pet.
Oh, right.
She got a gorgeous tea pet. So really nice. Everybody had great stories too, and really nice tea picks. And it was just about getting together to have tea together. So it was awesome. And hopefully, don't worry, Joseph, we'll do something else that you can make it to, and it'll be awesome. Hi, Brandon. The Belgian Moon is a good call. I'm actually thinking of popping out to pick up Dagerad Amber Belgian style craft beer. That sounds good too. Well, I know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
You guys are referring to the whiskey?
Possible, yeah.
Scotch?
Right. The Scotch and Shupuar. Brandon K says, that Colby cool. I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Don't think I've heard of it. Yeah, me neither. We're lucky we have pretty good selection at the LCBO, though, here in Ontario. So I'll be watching for that Dagerad Amber, too. But I would try a Belgian amber. I just don't like red beers, North American red beers. And I might not like it, too. I don't know. Amber and red, me. I know what I'll be doing. Colweeb, cool. Okay. Oriz 10. Have you ever had a Hoji Cha?
Hoji Cha stout?
Hoji Cha stout. Had some during a trip to Kirishima a few years ago. Have been trying to get some ever since. No, I've never heard of that. I would love to try that.
Yeah,
I think that would be really neat. And when you say Hoji Cha and stout together, I haven't had a lot of Hoji Cha, but I think the flavors would go well. Wow.
I'm not sure. Sometimes they do those like how exactly does that mean? Like a Hoji Cha, they use Hoji Cha to do the stout, or sometimes they do.
They might infuse it. They might infuse part of it.
So I'm not sure.
You got to check with the brewer.
Okay.
Like how did they implement that? I don't know. And maybe he knows.
Because that would affect like the end result. Can you taste it? I found sometimes they do some tea, something like if it's not drink like a beer or scotch. Not scotch. We taste some of the teas in those, and we were like, couldn't taste the tea elements or something like that.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure how do they do that.
It's tricky, right? Because you want to have a hint of it, but you don't want it to be out of balance too. So it's really hard to do those things well.
Can we add? There's some limitation too.
Yeah.
So Belgium, where is it?
So Cole, we were down at Cole's comment. He's replying to Brandon and talking about that beer he has, and it's made in Burnaby, BC, and it's a local craft brew. So it's probably very unlikely we can get it, which is kind of a bummer. But we can still try.
But in the same country, though.
Yeah, but
do you guys have a Mississippi?
It's like Kitchissippi.
Kitchissippi.
And they probably don't, because it's just for microbrews, it's just a scale of production too. Like they can pretty much sell out in Ontario or in BC. Then it's sort of like throwing a stone in a pond. When the ripples stop, the ripples stop, right?
Like Quebec.
We
probably don't even have that in Quebec.
Kitchissippi?
Because it's across the provinces.
Yeah, and not to mention provincial borders do pose a problem.
Right.
So another neighbor wave there. Hey, buddy. So Pero says, hey, speaking of drinking, I may have had a cheeky Campari and soda after my afternoon walk around the neighborhood. Ooh, that guy's close.
What was that?
I don't know. Robin, maybe? Ooh, the birds are doing... I love the evening songs, how they change. Good call on the cheeky Campari. I don't know what a Campari and soda is, but it sounds fun. We're pretty lame when it comes to drinking. We don't drink much. We have some scotch because we do whiskey.
Did you guys gotta increase? Because we read somewhere it says the quarantine, those drinking increased by 20%. I was like, whoa, that's
some places in the U.S. is up 50%. Like significant increase in alcohol consumption.
We dropped because LCBO always line up.
Yeah, we don't like to line up. So we like this craft beer that I picked up. Sorry, we're just watching the birds are all going nuts right now. So this craft beer I picked up, I did because they have an online order and pickup system. So you just put your order in online, you pay, and you drive through and grab it. And it's super easy and there's no lineup. But every time we pass the liquor store or the beer store,
it's always lineup.
A decent sized lineup, not even and you know, it's bad enough we got to line up for groceries sometimes, which we still hate. But you got to eat, right? But I don't have to drink, so. But I can order the beers like that, so that's how I do it. And we're stocked up on scotch for a while, so okay with that. So speaking of both metal and beer, nice. It's becoming very trendy for metal bands to release their own beer, but much of it is only available in Europe, which sucks. Oh, that is cool. Maybe we'll have to release the when this tea band gels together, we should release a tea-infused beer. Who did one? David's did it.
Genuine tea in Toronto. I don't know, Brandon, did you ever try that? Genuine tea, I think they come up with some beer.
Right.
Like Earl Grey. I think it was Earl Grey.
With who? Do you remember?
I don't know. I like the package.
Because David's did...
I only remember. Oh, David's also did that.
David's did one with, I think it was with Bose.
Oh, yes.
I think David did one with Bose Brewery, which is it's an Ontario brewery about halfway, a little bit more than halfway to Montreal in Van Cleek Hill. And yeah, Genuine Tea, you're right. They did it in Earl Grey with someone, but I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember who that was.
So shout out if you know who Genuine did their thing with. That'd be cool.
We didn't find that. We're even trying to find the David's Tea one, the Bose one in beer store. We didn't find those.
I think I had it.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure I had it.
What? When?
I think it was last year when you were still in China. I think I had that. I remember picking that up.
Oh.
And it was exactly what you said. It was really, really weak. The tea, I couldn't pick up the tea elements. It was a good beer. It was a very drinkable beer. I think
I might be here.
I had no issue with the beer, but I didn't pick up the heavy tea element. Yeah, they're solid. They're solid brewers. Solid brewers for sure. And Brandon says, oh, hang on, here we go.
You're in charge of read. I gotta relax. My ass hurts.
Peros, now we gotta censor the video. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I think it's fine. So Pero, I'm not sure how to say your name, so I'm sorry about that. Says, oh, it's an Italian liqueur that's super bitter and also very sweet with an ultra complex herbal nature. Oh, I would love that. I love those weird herbal things.
Super bitter and ultra sweet.
Yes, I love that. And herbal. I would love that. Have you ever had... I
don't like to try it, but I don't think I would like it.
You would hate it, but I would love to see you try it. I would love to watch your face. Right? She would have that kind of shocking bittersweet, twisted up face. Have you ever tried? There's a Czech liqueur. Oh, it's too bad Jan's not here. He would remind me. It's called Bekarovka. Bekarovka. Also very herbal, not bitter, mostly on the sweet side, and quite alcoholic. I love that too. Bekarovka. Really good. Not with soda. I just sip it straight. But I think you could put soda in it if that's your thing. Brandon says that Iron Maiden has a beer that you can get in Canada. It's pretty cool, and the bottle looks really cool. Yeah, I think it's Eddie, right, from the Maiden. That's their mascot. I think he's on the bottle with the flag. I think I saw that one.
Did you ever get that?
No, I'm always afraid to try those beers because I have a feeling they're basically going to taste like Budweiser. Right? Wait, I don't hate Budweiser either. Like, I'll tell you, if I'm out and about and all they have on tap is like Budweiser, I'll get a Budweiser. They make really they're the I don't want to sound like I'm bad mouthing them, but by saying that they're the McDonald's of beer, what I mean is
I know what you mean.
They make a predictable beer.
Collabs, they always play safe.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, and I like the more edgy stuff. Yeah. So I'm always afraid to try those collabs. So Ruz10 says, I'm trying to convince a friend from a microbrew in Aylmer. Oh, you're close. You're close. We were over in Aylmer just the other day to make some for me, but
is that the same Aylmer? Like
it's in the south of Japan on Kyushu Island. What? What's he trying to convince him to make? Let me read that again. I'm trying to convince a friend from a microbrew in Aylmer to make some for me, but Kirishima, it's in the south of Japan on Kyushu Island. Salt Spring Brewery in BC makes an Earl Grey beer. Oh man, so much stuff to try in life. We got to get on the road as soon as possible and try all of this crazy stuff. Uriz10, where are you at? If your friend is in Aylmer, I guess it doesn't mean you're in Aylmer, but we
is that the Gatineau Aylmer?
Yeah, like just is that just west of Gatineau? Because we actually
you never know. American could have Aylmer. We have London in Ontario. What?
I know she's right. I'm just giving her a hard time. I know she's 100% correct. How do I know? She's my wife. Wife is always 100% correct. Everybody knows that. Brandon, I've heard of that Earl Grey beer. Haven't had the chance to try it yet. Oh, I think he's talking about the genuine tea one.
Genuine tea one.
Yeah, I haven't. That one I definitely have not tried either. And Perau says, LOL, no worries, no one does. It's kind of like Perau. Okay, Perau. Is it French? Perau, peut-être? I don't know. Oh no, but it sounds right up my alley.
Spanish or something? I
don't know. It reminds me of Poirot.
Oh really? It reminds me of that football player, the Spanish soccer player.
Perot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You know that, right?
It's made up but French inspired. Okay, perfect. Made up is this is Marc-Andre from Chai. Oh, hey.
Oh, hi.
Huh? Marc-Andre.
Are you going to Japan?
Cool.
I thought you were in Japan already. Right? You're moving to Japan with your fiance.
Are we mixing up?
Wife?
That's what I was thinking. Was that Marc-Andre or is that is that the other guy? Was his name Phil? No, Marc-Andre.
Yeah, it's Marc-Andre.
Are you formally from Chai? Oh, he is in Japan. Okay.
He's in Japan right now, right?
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Wife, I think. Hey, congrats.
Wife, right?
I think you got married, right? So, congrats. And if you did, and if not, like, congrats in the future. And hope you're loving Japan. How is it? Are you guys also on lockdown and stuff, or is things pretty normal there? I'm sure everybody would love to hear an inspiring story of how things are eventually returning to normal. So if they're not, don't tell us. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, cool. Oh, that's so cool. Thanks for joining us, dude. It's nice to know, and it's nice to know who's behind the handle. Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh, look at that. Pero. Also, I found out years after making it that it means pear in Portuguese.
Oh, really?
Right.
Who knew?
It feels that when I think of those soccer and football players.
Wow, that is awesome.
Wow. our video quality dropped because of low lighting. Now we're so like 80s.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're getting pixelated. We're gonna have to wrap up pretty soon, guys.
Yes.
We might hang out and just finish up this last kettle. Oh,
Yeah.
that just boiled.
that's
Ayo,
perfect.
that is boiling like crazy, but let's get it over here. And but we'll wrap up here as we slowly pixelate and the light dies. It's been an awesome evening with you guys. Marc-Andre, so glad you joined us, and great to find out you're doing well in Japan. Yeah, hope to see you again.
Yeah.
And everybody else, thank you for joining too. Brandon, Igor, all the guys who've been on. It's awesome hanging out and brewing this Liu Bao Cha with you. And
It's
hearing,
so fun. Just sit here and chit chat.
yeah, and hearing all the different stuff you guys are drinking, from Da Hong Pao to your homemade blends of white tea and all of that stuff, talking about metal, talking about music, just talking about tea. Super awesome. So yeah, Pero, I'm glad you caught us before the end too. And Marc-Andre says, thanks. So far everything is normal. Schools are still out, but life goes on. Can't travel between prefectures right now. We will be returning in August. Hope to catch you again soon.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, thank you guys all for the session. Have a good night.
Yes.
And we'll catch you next time.
Day.
Oh, do you want to do it? Until next time, keep steeping. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm better this time.
Nailed it.